All right, if you clicked on this video, you've probably seen 50,000 people talk about this high ticket sales thing. 98% of people that you see online are lying about this industry to sell you some shitty course. So I'm gonna tell you the actual truth about the high ticket sales space and give you real advice from someone that actually went from setter to closer to sales manager to doing it the right way. If you guys don't know my story already, I went from working at a restaurant making about $3,000 to $5,000 per month to in 1 year making over $30,000 per month as a high ticket sales rep. I also documented my entire journey on this YouTube channel and Twitter as well. You can literally see day in the life videos on this YouTube channel last year if you scroll down to the bottom of me closing full time. So I'm gonna give you guys brutally honest advice, and unfortunately it might throw you off what you thought this was. All right, number one is you are not making $10,000 your first month. You're not even making $5,000 your first month. I run a training and recruiting company, so I train sales reps and place them onto offers with different influencers. So I know exactly how much majority of people in this industry make their first month, and it's around $2,500 to $4,000. I know every other person in this industry told you something different, but I'm telling you from experience and data that 80% of people that come in this game are making $2,500 to $4,000 their first month. My first month as a setter tracked on this YouTube channel, I made $3,000. The fact that some people come on the internet and tell you you're gonna make $10,000 your first month in this is absolutely egregious. Now, on the flip side, I know $3,000 sounds unimpressive compared to the dude on Instagram Reels claiming he's making $100,000 per month in commission from high ticket sales. But for me, starting $3,000 my first month in high ticket sales, this side hustle was absolutely amazing. It covered my rent, allowed me to quit my job that I absolutely hated and go all in on this. So you gotta reframe your thinking if you wanna get into this industry, that your first couple paychecks are just used to get out of your 9 to 5 to do this full time. Anyone promising you that you're gonna make $10,000 in a short period of time in this game is 100% lying to you. Now that brings us into number two, which is your first paycheck is going to be embarrassingly low. My first ever commission paycheck, I'll pop it up here on screen, was $75. I started as an appointment setter for an influencer. I ended up setting a deal that closed for $1,500. I was at 5% commission, so I got $75 in my pocket. So after dialing a ton of people, getting hung up on, sounding like an idiot all day long, I made $75. But for me, that $75 was huge because it proved that this industry was real. It proved that a stranger on the internet could get set by a 22-year-old that had no idea what he was doing, and it could actually work. Once you've proven that first initial quick win, everything after that is just volume and reps. If you think your first check is going to be impressive and a small check is going to throw you off, don't even get started in the first place. Number three, nobody hiring you in high ticket sales cares about your experience. This is the one that surprises almost everyone. If I made a tier list about what offer owners actually care about when hiring high ticket sales rep, as someone that has hired hundreds of different sales reps for offers, experience is in the bottom half of that tier list that matters. What's at the top is coachability, being well-spoken, communication, having no ego, and showing up every day. If you have all of that plus full availability, that is all you need to get started. Like I said, I was working at a restaurant when I first started this. I had no idea what I was doing, but I was willing to put in any amount of work and also be coachable. I personally passed on guys that had 2 years of prior experience because they thought they were so good at sales, and I could just tell they were gonna have a huge ego. If you act like you know it all, you're gonna come in here, I can just already tell you're not gonna be coachable. I'm not gonna hire you. I'm coming in, I'm hiring the kid that's charismatic, that wants to learn, that's coachable, has no ego, and willing to do whatever it takes to win. You cannot train ego out of someone, but you can absolutely train sales into someone. I had no experience, but he asked when I could start, and I said right now, this second, and he hired me on the spot. Number four, if you have an Indian accent or you can't hold a conversation, this industry is not for you. I'm not gonna soften this one at all. I'm just gonna tell you guys the brutal truth about this game. This is a job where your only tool is the way you speak. If you mumble, if you can't finish a thought, if you're a constant weed smoker, do not do this industry. If you sound like a robot reading a script, you're never going to make money with this. People are not gonna hand you $5,000 over a Zoom call if you are not well-spoken. Being well-spoken was the single biggest attribute that got me from 0 to 10K, 10 to 30K, and so on and so forth. Not intelligence, not experience, my ability to be coachable and be well-spoken. The good news is that it's fixable. If you have an accent that isn't American, it's going to be a huge red flag to a lot of coaches and consultants. But the good news is that it's fixable, and it's fixable for free. You can read books out loud, you can talk to strangers in public, you can record yourself and listen to the way you sound back. Even though you'll hate it, it's something that I worked on every single day, and I still work on. I'm definitely not the most well-spoken person in the world, but I try to improve it every single day. And this is a skill you just want with your entire life. Even after this industry, you're going to want to be well-spoken. Being well-spoken is probably one of the best skill sets you can ever learn for a successful life. Number five, the influencer you work for matters way more than how good you are at sales. You can be the best closer alive. If you work for an influencer that has no social proof and nobody knows who he is, you're never going to make money. Here's the filter before you choose an influencer to work for, okay? Number one, the influencer needs a real personal brand. Ideally, a cult-like following. People are constantly commenting on his stuff. This doesn't have to be a large following. It just has to be a cult-like following. If there's someone on YouTube with 10 to 20,000 subscribers, they get a ton of engagement. They're making educational content. For example, my channel is pretty good to become a sales rep for, right? I talk about educational content only. I actually have proof on this channel of me doing the business model that I'm teaching. You just want someone that's not like a brain rot Miami guru creator. Number two is they're doing at least $200,000 $50,000 per month in revenue. Why that number? Because you're going to be a commission-only sales rep on their offer. Closers typically get 10%, setters get 5%. So if they're doing less than $200,000 per month revenue, there's not enough percentage for you to make a large amount of money. So your ceiling isn't really your skill, it's the influencer and how much revenue they're bringing in. And always keep in mind that a good personal brand beats any niche or any skill set every single time. I use this example a lot, but if Mr. Beast dropped a mentorship or a course on how to get better at YouTube, it would sell out instantly no matter who was on the closing call. He has the proof, he has the personal brand, everybody knows he's good at YouTube. It didn't matter who you were talking to on the phone, that personal brand is gonna outweigh everything. The sales rep selling that offer would make more money than he knew what to do with because Mr. Beast's brand carries the entire thing. Those are the influencers and the offers you wanna work for. Now that you know what a good influencer and offer looks like, I'm obviously gonna pitch you on what I'm doing and why I'm making these videos. I run a recruiting company where I've hired reps for some of the biggest influencers in the space. So I built this software to help you guys out if you don't know where to find your first offer or find your first influencer. The software updates every single day with some of the biggest online businesses in it. I'll show you some of the job offers and how much they pay you per month that have recently came in our software. If you are somewhat well-spoken, willing to get good at sales, and want access to hundreds of different influencers every single week to apply for, you can click the first link in our bio. If you have an Indian accent and are not well-spoken, do not apply, please. Anyway, back to the advice. Number 6 is that you are not really a salesman. You're more of a cash collector. This is what nobody explains the right way, and this is why you're commission only. You're not cold calling, you're not door knocking, you're not talking to random people on the street. You're talking or selling people that already understand what they're signing up for. They filled out their phone number, name, email, they put some sort of submission in to get sold. They already want it, they're just scared or broke or need permission or just want to talk to somebody first. And after they pay, you do nothing. You don't do fulfillment, you do absolutely nothing. You just collect the cash from warm leads, get a percentage of it, and move on to the next. That's the whole business model. Okay, you get paid a percentage of the warm leads that the influencer spends time and money getting in. I don't know another job on earth structured like this. And the exact reason I was able to go from restaurant worker to making $30,000 per month as a high ticket sales rep is because the influencer I worked for had such a cult-like audience. I literally was hopping on closing calls 2 to 5 a day, and the leads were so warm, they just handed me money and I got my percentage. Pairing that with getting really good at sales, you're gonna make more money than you know what to do with. Number 7 is everyone wants to skip the appointment setter stage. Do not do that if you wanna be great. Every DM I get on Instagram is the same thing. How do I become a closer as quick as possible? Nobody wants to be a setter because setters get less commission and they do a little bit more work. And I fully understand that, but it's the best way to get your foot in the door. Setting is where you learn the entire pipeline. It's where you learn how the business operates. You can start to understand the product, the influencer's audience, how a closer operates. You'll learn what a qualified lead actually sounds like. You'll deal with rejection, why people say no, and how the business operates from setter to closer to management, etc. You definitely want to start at the bottom to have a whole well-rounded understanding of the game. I was a setter in my entire career for 2 months total, and those 2 months allowed me to get good. Right after I knew everything about setting, I moved straight up to closer and used that experience for the rest of my career. Having been a really good setter, as a closer, I could start to train my setter and tell him exactly what I need. So don't skip the setter phase, just be a setter for like 1 to 2 months. Number 8, the reason you're not closing and you suck at sales is because you're telling people what to do. This is by far the most valuable sales tip in this video. People and humans in general don't like being told what to do. They like making the decision themselves. The ego is how the human protects themselves, so make the prospect think that they made the decision. The second you bruise someone's ego, you lost the sale. So if you're trying to sell somebody that's already making $50,000 per month, instead of saying, oh, our guys make $50,000 per month, 15K a month is nothing, you just told their ego that they're failing. That will raise sales resistance. So a good way to sell them would be like, oh, 15K a month, that's really good actually. Where do you see yourself in the next 6 to 12 months? They're gonna say like 30, 40K. What do you honestly feel like is holding you back from getting there? They're probably gonna tell you that their job isn't good enough or they're not getting promoted. They're making the decision on their own. They're gonna sit there and list all of their problems of why they're not at the goal that they wanna get out loud. So then when it comes to pitching them the product, you're just telling them exactly the solution to the problems that they said out loud. That right there is sauce. I have other videos that I go really in depth with sales training in here. I have like a 2-hour free course I'll put in the description if you guys wanna watch that. Number 9, if you're over 30, you're probably the most wanted person in this industry. Everyone assumes that this is like a 20 to 21-year-old game, but it's the complete opposite. I had an offer owner directly tell me he'd pay me $1,500 cash to any closer that I found that was good over 30. $1,500 just as a finder's fee to find someone good over 30. People that are older are so much better at coming across professional to these prospects that are selling $15,000, $20,000, $30,000 packages. Older reps just convert better, they work harder, they understand a corporate environment. It's just a very rare thing to find. The only reason there's a shortage is just because they don't know about this industry. Like they're working jobs that pay them way less for the same skill set because they're unaware. So if that is you, if you're over 30 years old, I don't know how many older people I have watching this video, but if you're over 30 years old, take my advice, get into this game. Number 10, getting promoted in high ticket sales from setter to closer is not political, it's mathematical. When an offer owner needs another closer, he may first look at the setters that he can promote. So the question here is, are you the obvious pick? Are you clearly the best setter that can move up to closer? Here's how you become the obvious pick. Find the current top performer on the team. If you're a setter, go to the setter that is making the most money. Watch what he does, listen to his call reviews, find out every single piece of info on why he's making the most amount of money, copy his process down to a T, and then double his volume. So copy his tonality, his script, everything from A to Z. And if he's doing 100 dials per day, you do 200. Mathematically, you cannot lose. You're running a proven system with twice the input. That is not talent, that's mathematics. It's exactly what I did with zero experience to become the top performing setter in 2 months. Number 11, this is not passive and this is not easy. It may be simple, but it is not easy. You can make as much money as you want because it's commission based. So because of that, if you don't want to take days off, you don't have to. If you work at a corporate job, you're taking the weekends off regardless of anything. You're getting your mental health back. But there were times where I was working on Christmas, Thanksgiving, etc., because I knew how much money had to be made. Now I was making about $1,000 to $2,000 per day in commissions, so it was worth it, but you might destroy your mental health. So because of that, this is not easy, and treat it like a sport. Take seasons on and seasons off. Number 12 is that this is not saturated. It's the complete opposite. Every single day, a new fitness coach pops up on Instagram Reels, getting hundreds of thousands of views, selling a diet program to their audience. Every single one of those influencers needs 2 to 5 sales reps. There are more influencers than there are sales reps looking for offers. I'm telling you, the demand is unreal right now. So if you get into this industry, you are going to be overcompensated. And 13, the last tip, which I don't even know why I'm saying this, but I just want to be brutally honest, is that nobody actually wants to do high ticket sales. Nobody wants to sit there and do sales. Nobody actually likes sales. People just want to be financially free. High ticket sales is the fastest vehicle to save up your first $100,000 and learn skill sets. That right there is enough for you to eventually start your own business and do bigger things with your life in the future. It is going to be really hard to do bigger things with your life if you're stuck at a 9 to 5 for 8 hours a day and have no money saved up. So use this as a stepping stone, not the final goal. This is what I did. I went from setter to closer to sales management to starting my own business, and I now make over $100,000 per month consistently, not directly from high ticket sales, but doing a business in a similar field. I'm a pretty good example of just going through the steps, because before this, I was absolutely cooked working at a restaurant, had no future, dropped out of school, etc. So now you have the actual truth about high ticket sales, but knowing how this industry actually works and getting hired is 2 completely different things. So click the video on screen right now. In this video, I'll show you exactly how to get your first high ticket sales job with no experience. If you'd rather skip the guessing entirely, get trained by me and my team, and get your first offer completely guaranteed, you can click the second link down below, get access to my software and training. If you guys like this channel, all I do is talk about making money online and remote high ticket sales, so consider subscribing and liking this video. Other than that, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one.